If we were to ensure the survival of our democracy, if we were to enable our democracy to respond to the aspirations of our people, if we were to truly involve our people in the processes of fashioning their own destinies, there was no alternative but to devolve power to the people. With Rajiv, this was no empty slogan.
Rajiv Gandhi was proudest of the fact that India was the world's largest democracy, and most ashamed of the fact that we were the world's least representative democracy. For the number of members we have in the Lok Sabha is 100 less than the number of members there are of the House of Commons, although the population, the voting population of Britain, the United Kingdom, is 1/20th the Indian size. And he was alarmed that the lack of representativeness in our democracy could even result in not too long a period in the subversion of our democracy.
With determination and purposefulness, after undertaking the wildest consultations known in the history of Indian legislation, with painstaking attention as much to the broad outlines of the scheme as to the fine print, Rajiv drew up an elaborate constitutional scheme to realize Mahatma Gandhi's scheme of self-reliant local government. He personally presented to Parliament the historic path-breaking Panchayati Raj and Nagarpalika Constitution Amendment Bills.
He has brought in so many new tiers of administration, new leadership also into the local bodies, and all that is being very well used.
He launched the Jawahar Rozgar and Nehru Rozgar Yojanas, which proved to be immensely popular and beneficial to the villagers. Rajiv often said that the removal of poverty and the ending of the curse of unemployment were priority tasks before the nation.
When we look at our development process, we have to understand that when there is poverty below a certain level, the individuals find it difficult to even rise to a level from which they can be self-sustaining.
It was this priority to the ending of poverty that he saw as the essence of our socialism.
Rajivji's idea was to see to it that the benefits anyone has to get, because of the independence, so much of economic advancement, trying to take the country into 21st century and the economic growth, if only all these benefits doesn't flow down to the common man. Rajivji was a number of times telling that the freedom doesn't have any sense, any meaning.
The socialism of the Congress is not an imported socialism, devised and rejected in the West. It is the socialism of Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Nehru, the socialism of Avadi resolutions, the socialism of our 5-year plans. It is the philosophy of a mixed economy, which is the goal towards which much of Eastern Europe is now moving, and towards which, indeed, much of the Western world too is moving.
See, he recognized that Indian economy will have to be linked with the global economy. Therefore, substantial reduction of control, looking ahead to future and to prepare the country for the next generation to make them technologically competent, which is the essence of our economic success. He took these initiatives.
Rajiv was brimful of the innovative ideas and schemes for the development of the country and the welfare of the people.
He was a great scientist, he was a great technologist. In fact, much of what is today in terms of scientific or technological development, or we look modern in today's society only because of the initiatives taken by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi.
He conceived the new education policy and the pioneering scheme of bringing the best in our education to every meritorious child.
शिक्षा की इस कुंजी से उन्होंने अकल के वो ताले तोड़े जो बड़े ज़माने से लगे हुए थे और सोचने की सलाहियतों को रोके हुए थे। ये राजीव गांधी का बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है इंडिया के लिए।
Another signal contribution of his was the National Perspective Plan for Women and the outline Indira Mahila Yojana. Work had begun full swing on a feasible, holistic approach towards the empowerment, emancipation and development of women envisaged.
हमने महिलाओं की शक्ति बनाई है, हमने लड़कियों को और मौका दिया है स्कूल जाने का, कॉलेज जाने का, हमने उन्हें मदद करी है, हमने उन्हें प्रोत्साहन दिया है, खास प्रोत्साहन दिया है जिसमें स्कूल में रहें। पिछले साल हमने महिलाओं के हाथ मजबूत करने के लिए दहेज विरोधी कानून को बहुत मजबूत किया था और अब से वो कानून मजबूत हुआ। दहेज के वजह से जो लड़कियां मारी जाती थीं वो एकदम कम हो गया है।
Rajiv ji was also having a very strong opinion about the empowerment of women. It was Rajiv ji who drilled that idea very strongly into my mind.
Today, the government has decided to take forward the goal of the empowerment of women set by Rajiv Gandhi by providing 50% reservations to women in panchayat bodies. The current legislation provides for 33% reservation.
Two most outstanding things he did was, of course, the women's bill for reservations for the panchayat level and the taluka level. And he was very clear in his mind that unless we make a beginning now and here and at this level, we will never be able to produce the kind of future leaders amongst women that this country would need.
To Rajiv goes the credit for inspiring the concept of the technology missions. He used to say in almost every public gathering that India had missed the Industrial Revolution.
I think I can say that Rajiv Gandhi was responsible for India's leap and prominence in the information technology business. In fact, he was one of the first guys to strike the deal with General Electric for them to open up a back office type thing in Gurgaon when Jack Welch came into the country. I certainly think that he understood telecom.
He is instrumental in bringing this CDOC technology with the help of Sham Pitrada. And because of that, now the telecom industry, the way it has boomed now, the credit goes to Rajiv ji. Today we are in a different world altogether. All this modern technology has really helped. When this computer was introduced, there was a debate in the parliament which I heard that this will minimize the opportunities and this will create a lot of problem and there will be a lot of huge unemployment will be created. That kind of accusations were made against his policy. But today what we see now, the opportunities are multiple.
He set up 6 missions to make available drinking water in all villages in the country, to promote literacy and promote healthcare. He set up the technology mission which sought to revolutionize communications across the country.
I would say in India's defining moment in modernization, on one hand I would put Rajiv Gandhi, on the other hand I would also put Pandit Nehru. Both in their own way did what was needed to be done at that point in time in the history of India. Nehru focused on building institutions like IITs, IIMs, TIFRs and atomic energy research and you name it, and really created human capacity. Nehru's idea was to really create human capacity in science and technology and education. Rajiv Gandhi's era was different. We had then built a fair amount of institutional infrastructure. His challenge was to take the next step using computers, communications and other technologies to really take India into 21st century.